News 46 is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community. News is also brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrump's optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, nuclear waste funding for Yucca Mountain is not approved. Charges are released on an arrested suspect, and a local business fills the air with colorful smoke. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Monday, December 21st, 2015. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Lakeisha Holloway, who police say was responsible for intentionally hitting 37 pedestrians with her car on the Las Vegas Strip last night, killing one, was homeless and living in her vehicle. Police said in a press conference this morning that Holloway had been living in the Las Vegas area without money for about a week, along with her 3-year-old daughter, who was in the car during the accident. The motive behind the act is still being determined. Drugs and alcohol do not play a part in this tragedy, according to police. 6 victims are still in critical condition. Suspect Jeff Stevens is facing an array of charges stemming from last week's manhunt, which injured 2 officers during his apprehension. The Nye County Sheriff's Office has released the charges regarding 46-year-old Jeffrey Stevens. Stevens is being charged with stalking, violation of an extended protection order, attempted robbery, battery to commit a crime, battery on a peace officer with substantial bodily harm, resisting arrest, obstruction, and a second battery on a peace officer. Stevens was arrested after weeks of attempts to capture the suspect, who was set on stalking and harassing his estranged wife, who had an extended restraining order put on the suspect. Stevens even attacked a police officer inside the family home after entering without consent. He then went to a local thrift store that his wife owns with a shotgun and was unable to make contact with her. He fled on foot shortly after. He was arrested after assaulting another officer and then finally tased. Stevens sustained a broken nose in the fight, which ended behind Walmart. He is being held on a bail amount of $26,780. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. 79-year-old Keith Yoger has been arrested for lewdness with a minor under 14 years old, child sexual abuse, and sexual assault with a child under 14. According to the report, the Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to a residence in the 1500 block of Tip Top Trail in reference to a report of a child molestation. During the course of the investigation, deputies were told that Yoger, who is 79 years old, had sexually molested a 5-year-old child. When questioned, Yoger admitted to the allegations, according to police. He was arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center, where he was booked and being held on the bail amount of $152,500. Nye County Commissioner Dan Schinhofen talks about the latest decision concerning the Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Depository.
The omnibus funding bill finally got to the Senate. The House, of course, by overwhelming bipartisan majorities, voted to fund Yucca Mountain and move it forward. When they sent it to the Senate, they also attached to it interim storage, because some of the other senators wouldn't move forward unless they could move forward with interim storage. So the bill, the funding would have been, they could fund interim storage provided they move forward with Yucca Mountain and have the hearings. Some of the senators decided that they would vote in favor of Harry Reid instead of their own constituents, and so there is no funding currently. It is still the law. And the state and Bob Halstead for the state's crowing about, oh, they didn't fund it, which is amazing to me because they have 218 contentions. They say it's not safe. I would think that they'd want to show that it's not safe, but apparently every time we get a chance to have the hearings, they fight against it.
How long has it been since the last hearing?
They started in 2010, the license application went in, and then was pulled by the Secretary of Energy, which was found to be illegal by a D.C. Court of Appeals, told them to move forward with a safety evaluation report, and those came out, the SERs, that show it is safe to operate and to construct. So now, according to the Nuclear Waste Policy Act, they have to have hearings in front of the NRC, the actual real scientists who know about nuclear safety, and that's where it stopped at. I'm really surprised that they would spend, the state is spending over $5 million every year to fight this, instead of just let's have the hearings, show it's not safe, and move on. Or if it is found to be safe, who would say no to a $90 billion public works project?
Where is this nuclear waste being stored right now?
Like San Onofre by the ocean. They're by rivers, lakes. They're, fenced around, and they have some security. This is a national security issue, and they're treating it like it doesn't matter, when we all know it does.
Is there a way to separate the interim storage and the bill itself, or is that a good idea to have them together?
Yeah, it's a good idea to have them together, because if they just funded interim storage, then they would just kick the repository down the road. It'd be another 40 years before they get a determination on it. So they need to be tied together. And the hearings need to be found on to be moved forward on Yucca Mountain.
Where are you guys going to go from here?
Well, we have lots of options. There are other paths to move forward on. Of course, until we get a new president who believes in the rule of law and will follow the law, then I don't think we're going to really get anything moving forward on it. But again, Nye County and 8 other counties have all said we want to hear the science. That's all we're asking for. We're not saying give it to us no matter what. We're not turning any blind eyes. We want it fully vetted, and the hearings need to happen. They need to be funded.
When News 46 returns, we'll have your Desert View Hospital health tip.